ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد. Every statement that you say and you utter, whether you write it on social media, whether you say it on a live video, whether you comment it on a post or you share it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has two angels that are writing all of these things that you do, and they will be a witness against you on the day of Qiyamah, for you or against you. So what you share and write, it's all for you or against you. May Allah make it all for us and not against us.
بإسلامي وإيماني أضاء الكون وزمن.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله مصليا على محمد وآله ومن تلا. We got another episode here on Deen Love of Reflections, and we have our special guest, Ustad Abdirahman Kaariye, who's been here and local, and we've been taking advantage of his knowledge and his experience and his expertise. Inshallah ta'ala, like he said in our previous video, inshallah we'll be out in Seattle sometime, hopefully this year before it ends. We'll be coming to Seattle somehow, somewhere, inshallah. Ustad will be hosting us, so inshallah Deen Love, host on everything's on you.
Inshallah, I got you.
We got a beautiful talk here, and this is a very sensitive topic, obviously, because it's so huge and it's so it's part of many of our lives, and that is the topic of social media. And this is the social media era, and a person really has to be careful and strategize on how and what they do with social media, and that's what we're here to talk about today, on the best use of social media and balancing it. So, Ustad, what are your thoughts on this topic? Social media era.
This era, social media era, that is it is a tough time to be living in this, era with social media. We got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we got Snapchat. I mean, the list goes on, and there's a lot of I don't even know anymore. And it became before, back in the days, to use social media was sort of like
on the side thing.
On the side thing, it's a joke. People wouldn't even consider your profile like you actually speaking. They would think that it's you joking around.
Yeah.
But now if someone actually posts anything or shares anything, it reflects directly on you. This is you. Like this is as if you have said this, And one of the most common things that I see very commonly among the bad manners that is on social media, whether it's on Instagram and Facebook and even Snapchat, is that people share their wrong deeds. They share their sin. That is really, really, an
that's
ugly
tough.
thing. One thing is that, okay, you did the sin, and then
sharing
that same sin
level,
that Allah already covered for you. The Prophet ﷺ said in this hadith where he says, "Kullu ummati mu'afa." He says, all of my ummah is forgiven, except one group or one category of people, those who bring out their sin in public. Mujaharu. They do mujahara of their actions. They do that sin, Allah has sealed it for them and covered it for them. You know what they do? The next morning, they said, I did this. I was at this party last night. They're going to bring out the pictures of them clubbing. Or they were, the sister went without hijab out of the house. Alright, fine, you did that sin. Allah has covered it for you. Then you bring out to social media of you at this place taking, Now everyone is seeing that. You're bringing out yourself. Now the Prophet ﷺ said that Allah's forgiveness has been limited. Because Allah already was willing to forgive you.
Yeah.
Because it was between you and Allah. But then now
you decided to
bring it out to the public. And it's the biggest tragedy of social media today.
Yeah.
Really disappointed in that. And may Allah save us from all, because there's even people that didn't do the action, but what do? They share it. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يُحِبُّونَ أَن تَشِيعَ الْفَاحِشَةَ. They love to spread, this fahisha. Whether it's there's a house party, there's and I see this often, especially during Halloween and these big events. People they create those Facebook events pages, and they go out inviting all their friends to a place where there's going to be alcohol and music and haram being committed.
Subhanallah.
And what do you think, Ustad?
Wallahi, it is, man. I'm so emotional from what you just said. It's hurting me.
Yeah.
Subhanallah. Wallahi, it's sad. The biggest thing that I have noticed is time.
Okay. That's
People are killing so much time on social media. You know, I asked the young brother just like yesterday, the day before. I asked him because even when he's with the family, you know what I mean.
He's still on there.
He's on the phone all the time.
Yeah.
So I asked him, how many hours a day do you spend on social media? He said about 3 hours a day on social media. I said, okay, if we multiply that, add it up to a month, it's about 84 hours a month that you're on something social media, right?
Wow.
I asked another sister. She said, I'm on social media 4 hours a day.
Oh my goodness.
She said, 4 hours a day, I'm on, you know, Snapchat, things, social media. And then I'm like, subhanAllah. I gave him one advice, which was, if you can take that time and somehow shrink it and take a portion of that time and use it into something valuable, you can perfect that.
That's true.
Anything, whatever it is. If you put 84 hours a month into something instead, will you not become to a certain level an expert on that topic?
Of course.
84 hours a month for a year, come on. Imagine that.
SubhanAllah. You don't realize it, you know? It just flies by, you know?
Yeah.
It's very tempting, and there's a lot of, things on there.
Yeah.
And I think one of the worst social etiquettes is that people are on, on social media right at the moment they are, with family. And
Crucial moments in life.
Moments, like you went out with your family to spend time with them, but you're spending your time on social media, you know?
SubhanAllah.
The other things that also among them is really disappointing is like, it's also destroying our actions, our ibadah. So like there's one aspect is like, oh, you got the bad, like things being shared, or people are coming out with their bad things, right?
Yeah.
Islam even talks about sharing your good things, The things that are between you and Allah should not be shared, regardless whether it's good or bad. If it's a khair between you and Allah, that should be kept between you and Allah. If there's a bad thing between you and Allah, it should be kept between you and Allah.
You know? In Hajj you were there obviously.
Yeah.
I see people in Yom Arafah going like this, taking pictures and posting.
I seen worse. I seen one brother who was doing the jamarat, throwing the stones, and literally he was taking a selfie.
Subhanallah.
And I said to myself, why would you? I said, why would you be, taking a picture of yourself doing jamarat, But it's really a sad tragedy of our time that today social media has ruined people's relationship with Allah, and rather. The goal of social media should have been just to connect with people and not to put everything out there. And one thing to also keep in mind, I also tell people this, is that there's a lot of hasad, there's a lot of envy in this world. So every joy and great thing that you accomplish, if you put it on social media, the people's evil eye is going to catch you. Some brother, they have a kid, then they put their kid there. They get married, they put their marriage. It's good at life events. But then now you open a business. You every little aspect of your life, if you put it on social media, what will happen to you? You end up, exposing yourself to the evil of men, and this is what we seek protection from. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we seek protection from the evil of men and from the evil of shayateen. And when you put yourself on social media like that, it really does some damage to you,
Wallahi ikhwani, a person needs three things to succeed, I realized. One is you surround yourself with good people. Always, these are the three categories of influence, If you surround yourself with good people, somehow you'll get somewhere far in life. And social media, what it does is it gets you connected to everybody and you can't filter. Number two, you have to give yourself a good base knowledge. You have to be growing, seeking knowledge on a daily basis. What social media has done to people is, neglect everything that had to do with working hard and seeking knowledge. A person can, a person could be on social media for 10 hours. I used to have many students.
You won't even feel it.
Yeah, I used to have a lot of students, right? They can be on social media for 10 hours, but just I gave them a schedule, 30 minutes a day, just study, right? The 30 minutes became like a mountain. Like,
true.
They can't sit down and just try to, learn a page of Quran for 30 minutes.
I mean,
people
have become so, easily distracted, easily bored, that now, like, you got like 10-second videos. Snapchat, if a video is like too long now, you skip through it because you don't have time to look at someone speaking for more than a minute, and that's what we have become. Our attention span has reduced to 10 seconds,
Which means the quality of our behavior is
gone.
It's almost
having
gone.
a effect on us,
Yeah, it's gone, akhi. So nothing has quality in life anymore because everything is either a matter of time or if it's not hype. Look what social media has done. If it's not hype, meaning
won't give attention to it.
And most important things in life have nothing to do with hype. It's slow, it's a process, it's hard, you have to be patient. But social media, it got us attracted to the hype things. Like if something's like on number 10, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? It's really sad. And number 3, the categories of influence is that somebody has to really have a good environment.
That's true.
So good people, a base knowledge that you're gaining knowledge from, and having a good environment. And what social media does, it exposes you to every type of environment. You know what I mean? And so a person is connected to the good, the ugly, the bad, and the everything. And so on one note, you'll see, even if like somebody will say, hey, you know, I just post things, I don't do anything else. You know, people try to excuse that. I use it for da'wah. You know, our brothers.
we all say the same thing.
Yeah.
We're all victim of the same statement, you know, really.
Yeah, but the smart person, the intelligent person is one who's in charge of his time.
Yes.
And the biggest goal of shaitan is to waste your lifespan. You come to an edge where you don't have time to do many things anymore. You aged. Time is going, and the value and the expense of having crucial things in life just goes away.
So.
Wallahi. So I really think the social media era, if somebody's not intelligent about it, and you don't have a plan set up for it, you lose out.
That's true.
You lose out.
That's true.
A lot of young brothers I deal with, you know, it's harder for them to do certain things now. They have to rediscipline themselves.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really
in
tough.
order to do some things.
It's become, it's destroying their, you know, their behavior.
Yeah.
Really. Allah save us, you know.
Very emotional topic, wallah. Wallah,
and a lot can be said. It deserves its own, you know, segment. You know, really.
This deserves like days on experimenting, doing research on it.
And it needs adab, advocates of using it. You know, every Muslim has to educate himself about.
Subhanallah.
You know? But
so,
this is just a short reflection.
A short reflection, wallah. Yeah.
And I think everyone can agree.
Yeah. Closing statements. That. What's your advice?
My advice would be ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد. Every statement that you say and you utter, whether you write it on social media, whether you say it on a live video, whether you comment it on a post, or you share it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has 2 angels that are writing all of these things that you do. And they will be a witness against you on the day of Qiyamah. For you or against you. So what you share and write, it's all for you or against you. May Allah make it all for us and not against us.
I mean, wallah, that's a beautiful statement. Ustad Abdirahman Kaariye, you know, we had a big shot in the house. Connect with Ustad Abdirahman Kaariye on social media. He's on some platforms.
Inshallah.
Connect with Deen Love. We're on social media too. So what you can do is that positive side of social media.
There's a lot of positive side.
There is a lot. We don't want to just talk about the
negativity,
which is huge.
Yeah.
I kind of think.
And right now you're probably watching this on
social media, which is, you know, the good side of it. Yeah,
yes, true.
Yeah. So what you can do is connect with the khairat things. Brothers are doing a lot of different things, and wherever they are, a lot of good brothers have a lot of good efforts in social media because that's where people are at to a certain extent. So follow Ustad. You have a Abdirahman Kaariye, added anything else?
They can follow, inshallah. It's okay.
Yeah, follow Deen Love, and then you can get some type of good base knowledge content and surround yourself with good people, and you can link up with us. And that's the good side of social media.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
And there's a lot of good sides. There's a lot of things that you can benefit. And you can also do a lot on social media yourself. You can do a lot of khair, reach out to a lot of people. So don't limit yourself, you know?
Yeah.
جزاكم الله خيرا.
إن شاء الله. Till next time. صلى الله وسلم على نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه.
بإسلامي وإيماني أضاء الكون وزمن. بإسلامي وإيماني أضاء الكون وزمن.